Thank you for watching. This is a Facebook Live.
Wow, thanks for overstating the obvious.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
You know, interesting you should mention that. Since we're doing these things, I figure we should probably make them semi-educational.
Perfect.
So let's take a look at what we have here. Is a Toyota. What is this?
This is a Toyota Tacoma.
This is the Tacoma. Okay, so the reason why we thought this might be interesting is this wiring harness right here. Actually, let me go ahead and, where are you going?
Give me 1 second.
Okay, this wiring harness right here, the factory one. Now, this is the aftermarket one that we've used forever, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about it real quick. So let me hand this over to Fernando.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is a Toyota T100.
Okay, good call.
Yeah.
All right, so what makes this harness the Toyota harness? This is a 1761 Toyota harness. All of them have this loop here.
Let me see it.
You see it?
Yep.
Okay, what this loop is for is, this is the only harness that does this. I don't know why, it's really dumb. One of these is for the power antenna, and one of these is for the amplifier turn on. Now, the reason why this is a nice topic is if you'll notice on the factory wiring harness, we tell people to do this all the time. Plug in the harness and check and see if there's wiring there. So here's the two blue wires here. They're basically in 2 and 3. We'll come over here to 2 and 3, and there's no wiring here. So this vehicle has no antenna and no amplifier. So you don't have to hook these up. Now, why that's important is a lot of people, like, you'll grab this cool Pioneer harness right here, and it only has this guy right here, which is a blue-white. Pioneer wants you to use this for everything. They want you to use it for antenna, amplifier, everything you could think of. Well, it doesn't have enough power to do that. And in some Toyotas, what happens is if you hook this up to here and then you hook up an amplifier, it actually draws more current than this can put out. So you'd either A, have to put a relay on, or pull this apart and separate them and hook the power antenna lead up to the red. The red is ignition. It'll turn on and off with the car. And then just hook up the amplifier lead to the blue-white. Now the question is, how do I know which one is which? You know, because it's like they're both blue and they don't conveniently give you a blue-white like everyone else does. For that, you're going to have to hook everything up, and then at the last thing you do is tap it to the blue-white and see if the sound comes on. If it doesn't, go to the other blue and see if it turns on. If it does, that's the amp turn on, and the other one is the power antenna. So these wires always cause people grief. Now, in a harness that has a blue and a blue-white, always hook the blue after checking. Check first, because most of the time there's nothing there. Most cars don't use power antennas, they use amplified antennas, and now they're actually teamed in with the physical antenna itself. They'll have, you know, this one has a cool old school antenna, but they'll have some kind of funky plug, and it'll have a thin wire hooking up to it, or it'll have a thin wire hooked up to it and loop back around into here, which is even more fun. But always check those two wires. Those are the two that we get a ton of question on. So before you even worry about it, make sure they're in the harness first, I guess, is where we need to go with that conversation. All right. Well, let's do this. All right, so hope that helped a little bit.
Well, no. Hello.
What's going on? What do we got here today?
This is what, 2017?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a 2017 Chevy Colorado.
So what are we doing today?
We're gonna do.
We're gonna do? What are we gonna do?
That's what we're gonna do today.
Grab the amps right there.
There you go.
So we're gonna do a Kicker 600.1. He just wants a 110 down firing on the floor because he doesn't really put any passengers in here. So where his drill is, it's gonna sit right there.
Right
the
here.
amp is gonna go here in this cool little tray they have. Now the neat thing is there's a panel that goes right here that you can save by just tucking underneath the plastic right here, so we don't actually lose it. And there's a hole, and that hole is down here where my finger's sticking out, so that we can run our wires all tucked up nice and pretty up into the factory harness, which we just took off the B-pillar.
Yeah.
Now this particular guy is the Bose system. So that means that the subwoofers are where?
And the doors.
Yeah, so the drivers and passenger front speaker, these guys here, these guys are the factory subwoofers. So we're gonna have to make sure we tap into those. Now, because it's Bose, it may also have what? What might it have? Because it's Bose.
What do they have?
Well, it could. It's Bose. What might it have?
A screen?
The screen. Jesus. ANC, you dork. Come on. Although we don't think it does, because the only microphone we've seen in the car is that one
The
there.
front one, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll
back.
check for that with the RTA, which we have that cool BMW video that we shot with that. Let's go underneath the hood and check and see what we got going on. Have you looked under the hood yet?
Yes.
What do we got? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Driver's side.
So we're going to be able to drill a hole through here, but this is real common now with a lot of the new cars, is this cool German style distribution panel. This is where we see a lot of fun. Now, these guys here, if you'll notice the tip of the screw right here, there's a little point in there, and what they do is this point widens the head of the screw, so when you're trying to take this off, when you get to the end, it typically doesn't like to come off. So there's two things you can do. One is not take it all the way off and make a fork terminal that slips underneath here. Now, of course, that's not going to work. And two is to grind down the tip of this about 1/16 of an inch so that you do away with the nipple, and then the bolt will come right off. The third option, because there's always a third option, is to loosen this off enough to get a set of bolt cutters on it, cut the bolt off, and put a new bolt in. Sometimes you end up having to do that. Hey, come here a second. Help me get this off so I can not make everyone sick. I want to see what it looks like underneath. I got that one. All right, so what a lot of people will probably do is attach here, which means you're going to be using this little chunk of whatever that looks like. I don't know, like not a 2 gauge. But if you'll notice, this piece right here, this is all fuses. This is one giant fuse. This, of course, is the 300 amp fuse for the car itself. So, you know, if you're doing a very small, like an 8 gauge, you might be able to go here, but we're gonna do the work to get it here. But you definitely don't hook up to any of these. That would be bad. So, and then of course we'll make a cool fuse mount. We have a lot of room in this area here, probably. We got that hole we can come out of if we need to. What can you think of? You got what do you got for me?
Yeah, probably right here.
Probably right there?
Yeah, piece of ABS, straight all the way here, with the fuse, come with the wire over here. Awesome, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Has what does Ernie like to call them? The ornate Fernando fuse holders?
Fernando fuse holders?
Fernando fuse holders.
Boom!
So,
yeah.
Anything else you can think of on this guy?
No, that's it, man. Just stay tuned for the most videos.
Yeah, and tomorrow?
Yeah.
You gonna take some pictures of this one to put up on Facebook?
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll take a picture of your fuse holder?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just in case you're wondering, yes, we will make a mount for the amp.
Yep.
We won't be screwing it in. Well, actually, it's just gonna slide up underneath that area there.
This area, yeah.
So that'll hold it in place along with the wiring. That way we don't have to add any extra holes through the car, because the gas tank's probably underneath there and we don't want to drill through it.
Right. Mr. Dean,
Yes, sir.
what are you doing?
I think the question should be, what day is it? Holy cow.
Why?
Because it's Wednesday, which means I have no idea what day it is. I don't know. Hump day is a hard day to get past. Sometimes it's just staying focused is tough sometimes. I don't know why, but Wednesday is always is a tough day for me.
What are we working on?
All right, so what we got here is a 350Z.
350Z.
We did want to record it, but we're not going to. There was a few things that weren't really what we wanted to get involved in a video.
Okay.
But which I'll go over. You know, we're gonna have to fix the harness. This is all cut. It's not exactly, you know, sometimes when you're doing a video, you want to make sure you have a good representation of the car so that you can kind of move people along through the video. This needs a lot more work that we didn't want to film per se for whatever reason, and plus we're of course behind again as usual, running behind.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me make some noise. Let me break the head right off the screw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, that's a good time to stop. Seems to be the way my day is going. Awesome. Well, let's go for a little tour around the car and we'll take a look. So we're putting some Pioneer amps in here.
Yeah.
The customer, I think, built his own box. He's got some Scar woofers he's putting in there.
Okay.
You're working on the doors.
Yep.
We are doing some roadkill on the doors. This was the fun part right here. Come over here for a second. So there was a radio. He had this radio right here, just laying in the dash.
Okay.
So Paul thought he had a radio in the car. Turns out he didn't. So there's no factory brackets to mount in a 350Z. When you're doing a double din, you need the factory brackets to mount this. So what we had to do is take a single din kit, marriage it to a double din kit to make this all work so that the radio would mount into the dash because we had no brackets. And as you 350Z guys all know, of course, this piece here doesn't even work anymore. This actually, oh, there we go. There you go. What 350Z wouldn't have the pocket that just falls right off? So, anyways, I'm gonna go human parts. So we just didn't. Yeah, fun.
Yes.
We're of course make a cool fuse holder go underneath the hood here. We had to take the seat out, so we went ahead and pulled the battery. Actually, I think the battery just fell off, didn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't even tight.
Yeah, that was not even tight. I was just holding there.
So last night I was going through some of the emails, a lot of the emails, and you guys were worried about 911 videos. No, we're not going to stop doing 911 videos by any stretch of the imagination. There's obviously, as you can see, a constant flow of cars that need help for whatever reason. So you know, we'll keep filming them. What else we got going on?
Well, we have the two Pioneers there.
Yeah, so we have a monoblock 9601 and a 4-channel 8601. The black RCAs are the, what do they call it? The connection from...
Yeah, Addison.
Addison, there you go. So if you guys are wondering, we're not using Stinger on these. We needed a shorter cable, and these are 8 feet, 8.4 feet.
Yeah.
So they're perfect. They run up the center console here. You can see where everything's zip tied up as usual. You know, got the cool little Chinese finger torture stuff on there. Fun.
Yes.
So much fun. So much fun.
Mark say poor car deserve better order.
No, you know what? This guy has been. Okay, so this guy, he's putting power speakers. He's putting the power speakers in here. He's got Scar radios. He's been working on it, saving to get this system put in this car for a while now. I mean, like almost a year.
Yeah.
So, I think this is probably his first or second car, so this is a real big deal for him. So naturally, we're doing the nicest job we can on the stereo to make it look as pretty as possible.
Yep.
I mean, we take every car, regardless of what shape it comes in, as serious as possible, and do the best job we can to make it, at least our side of things, you know, sexy. Because it's all about being sexy. Right, Fernando?
Yeah.
You like being sexy.
So John say, I can understand how can get in this state with the loose battery. The car.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I mean, you know, it's funny. Some guys, I equate loose battery terminals to some guys have all the luck.
Yeah.
Like in my life, I've had two different cars. I had a Dodge Ram and I have a Chevy Camaro, and both cars, the battery has literally died, like dead. Like I'm going to drive home, left here one night. Remember that one night I went to leave? I started my car and it was like, ugh, and it started. I got home, turned the key off, went to start it up again, dead. Like nothing, like, you know, it does the cool little relay clicking noise, click, 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 click. And then in my Dodge Ram, I'm leaving my subdivision, I ran out of gas, and the battery went dead at the same time. I mean, talk about dumb luck. But, you know, hey, some guys have all the luck.
All right.
All right, well, that's enough of Dean's stories for one day. Hey, you know what? Tonight, we're having the Kenwood Exelon training, so I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of sneaky Facebook posting from there. So that's later tonight. I don't know, probably 7, 8 o'clock, maybe 9. I don't know. But if you're on Facebook and you see us pop up, we'll be at the Kenwood training. So I'm going to see if I can get a couple tidbits from that. That's even a word. Tidbits.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Tidbits. All right.
Things like SiriusXM ready support and our CMOS 320 series camera. Now, the CMOS 3 series, have any of you ever installed out there, you're going to see that the cable itself comes out of the back side. Literally in the owner's manual, we tell you to connect it and then tape it for a secure connection with electrical tape, all right, or some sort of test tape, whatever it may be.
So we're at the training. I'm going to come over here real quick and check this out.
No, the only way you're going to get iPhone to display on the
So
screen
this is the new Kenwood that's hooked up to the AR from my dad. So if you have one of those cool Ford Sony systems or those Chrysler Beats by Dre, this is going to plug in. This has got a DSP built into it. It's 6 channel by 75 with outputs. And then this is the dash cam that everyone's been waiting for. These just actually started shipping today, I believe. We got ours in. So this is the new one. This is controlled by the 7704. So we can hit the, hey, look at me.
Or you can use the Crux VCIP5
tap here.
and go in. So you're going to have the
Yeah,
ability for those customers
here's that
to
crash
do it
cam.
at about the same price point.
There we go.
Probably be a good idea to start stocking if you don't.
It's got the Ford collision and whatnot all attached to it.
Which you sell.
So, but yeah, this is going to be cool. This is all controlled through your smartphone. So that's going to be nice. And then, of course, the ARs have all these cool T-harnesses. But yeah, here's the crash cam right here. So, these are all the guys. There's Paul.
Thanks for coming out for the evening, guys.
Alright. Alright, well, we're going to get out of here before they make us stop. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Ah, there we go.
Well, hello, guys. How are you doing? What's going on, peoples? A little late today, I understand. I got in work late today, had to do a little family thing. Fernando filled the void. Well, since we like to give you information on these, what we, instead of just us being goofy, as they say, we have a G37 here today, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
All right, so
No, actually, that's the M37.
it's an M37, which is very similar to a G37, which is very similar to a G35, which is very similar to a 370.
Yep.
A 350. If you guys own one of these, you know what I'm talking about. So, one of the things we see all the time on these is where they run the power wire through the firewall. Is they typically do it in the wrong spot. For some reason, everyone always wants to run the power wire down the driver's side. Which in this car is like a mistake. So what we got going on is, what we figured we show you today is where to run the power wire in these. Now I'm going to flip the camera around so Fernando can point to you. It's actually a really super convenient and almost silly spot. Forget going over here. Come over here.
Let me bring the light.
Yeah, grab the light. There's couple pieces of plastic you have to remove. So you have to remove the shield that goes up next to the window and of course the battery cover. But they're just clips, so they just pop right off. It's pretty simple. But if you come over here, okay, see where we have our cool strip caulk goo? Right there is the grommet that goes directly into the passenger footwell of the car. I mean directly. It's a straight shot down. It's super simple, and then you can just route the wire back through. You can make a Fernando fuse holder. You got the light right in the
I'm sorry. My bad.
That's okay. But, so this makes it so much easier. You don't have to try to run. I've seen people try to like run it along here. I've actually seen it get caught in the motors for the windshield wipers.
Yep.
That's right here.
Inside here.
You know, and there's the heater core exchange right there. That's those two guys right there. Those things can get hot. So yeah, if you've got one of those body style cars, move your hands.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right there. Yeah, you know, we use the long zip tie. Any fish would get you through there. Was Nando was cooking, Mr. Nando? Yes, he was. So yeah, but all right. So let's go to the back here and take a look at what we did. This is the M37. So all we did was add some subwoofers to it. So this guy wanted the Go Loud box. So this is the A-Trend DD box, I believe. So he went with a big ass Scar Audio. It's ported, and of course then he did the Scar Audio 1500, which is right there, mounted down. Of course, there's a piece of plastic under that piece of plastic, which is then riveted into the floor so that he can easily. Well, it's not just screwed into the floor with drywall screws looking all cheesy. So there's that. And of course, you got the shield on the wire, so that it looks nice and sexy going through the car, so he can actually take the woofer almost all the way out if he has a flat tire and he's worried about it. Makes it real easy to do that.
Yep.
And of course, well, we got it all put back together. Let's tuck this thing in and turn it on. Let's take a listen to it before we let him go.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, we were a little late today going live. I'm sorry. Wasn't my intention.
Sleeping all day.
Yeah, I wish I was sleeping all day. No, it's not where I was, but oh well. Come on, man. I'm trying. All right, good job. All right, let's go ahead and close this. Let's go around front and take a listen. So of course, go ahead and start it up. We folded on the armrest so we can get the maximum bass. Yay. Okay. All right, we'll turn this bad boy on. I'm gonna turn it on here. Of course, we have no music playing right now. That's awesome. I know, I'm sure this sounds so awesome coming through the microphone on the iPhone. Yeah, it's crushing it. Oh wait, here, wait. Blow my hair so it looks like it's moving. All right, guys.
It's moving.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Wait. Look at the bass. It's nuts.
Yeah, that was.
No, that is actually really nice. It was this. He wanted one big 12 deep bass. He's got it. Scar Audio. Can you think anything else you want to say to these guys?
It, man.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's
Friday, y'all. So that'll be the last video for the week. Even though we work Saturdays, we got to keep this at 5 so I can actually get these things up and compiled together and maybe get a little sleep. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again for stopping by today. Oh, real quick before we go. Last night we went to the Kenwood training, so if you guys saw that, one of the big questions everyone asked is about that amplifier that we showed. Right now, that amplifier is gonna just be for the Maestro AR amplifier, or amplifier add-on piece. Even though it's a 6-channel 75 watt amplifier that has 4 outputs for extra amplifiers, internal DSP, EQ, so it's got almost like the sound package built into the radio, built in the amplifier. It is not a standalone piece yet. Talking with Seth from Kenwood last night, he seems to think that next year it will be introduced as a standalone amplifier, which would be awesome because it's really freaking cool, and a bummer that they've limited the sales of it to just the small amount of people that are going to be able to use it with that AR from iData. So that's kind of a bummer. But if you're lucky enough, well, depends on you consider luck. But if you've got the Sony system in one of those vehicles, or the Dodge with the Beats by Dre, or the Premium Infinity system, that's going to be an awesome amp, because that 6-channel amp and the 4 outputs, the reason why it has 4 outputs is you can use the 6 channels just for high. So you can do tweeter, mid-range with a bandpass, rear. And then it's got the full time alignment built into it, and then you can hook up a sub amp or another amp. You tell it what you want to do. So if you, let's say, want to have a center channel amp, you could set up one of the outputs for that. So you can do a lot with it. It's going to be fun. And as my wife is telling me right now, may the 4th be with you always. What are you doing? Really? That seems like all for naught.
Never know.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa. Hey guys, TGIF. You know what that means, right?
No, that's TG Fridays or what?
Thank God it's Friday. Wow. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
This is what I'm working with. Yeah. Well, just you, huh? I got the day off?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I guess I got the day off tomorrow. Hey guys, it is Friday. That means this is going to be the last until next week, which we'll see you Monday, of course, for the Facebook Live and, of course, all the other fun stuff that we do on Monday.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd come in, obviously, earlier today than yesterday. We have here a Nissan Maxima that we just got in.
Mm-hmm.
Today's trendy. Today's let's bring in your car full of used equipment and not, have it all ripped out and put new stuff in. Grab that for me, will you? So when you buy a used car, the lighting just went to crap. When you buy a used car, sometimes you never know what you're going to find. And in this particular car, the stereo was missing. We got a car, it was just a dash kit. And of course, further inspection of the car, we found this bad boy right here. Hang on, let me show you. We found this guy. This is a JL 4-channel amplifier. It also turned out he has all JL speakers in here. But what we ran into is up here where the factory amplifier was where the JL was hidden. And of course all this wiring here, and then all this wiring here, and this is my personal favorite right here. Here's my distribution block. Right here. This is my distribution block. Right there. That's what they used. So, this guy bought this car and didn't even realize this was in here. And of course he didn't realize he had an aftermarket. Basically what that means is now we gave him the choice. Retain the amplifier, we'll rewire it, reinstall it, and we're going to. He opted to do it. But if you're taking a car in like this, that's a late model car, and you don't know what was in it, what happened. So here's the dash. This is what it showed up with. Just like this. No radio. Sometimes you might get some extra charges. Sometimes they might call you. If we were dishonest, we would have just hid the amplifier and not even mentioned it, but we don't work like that. We gave him the option of having installed or bypass whatever he wanted to do because there's an additional charge for that. He went ahead and said, yeah, go ahead and install it. Bonus for him. He didn't even realize he thought he had some crappy Bose speakers, so good on him. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You still trying to figure out where you want to put them?
Yeah.
I think we're going to go under the seats. Yeah. So we're installing a Pioneer amplifier to run his existing subwoofers that he has here. We're going to hide both of them like we normally do underneath the seats so that he can have full control of his trunk and whatnot. But that's the lesson for today, childrens, is if you have a late model car that the factory radio is missing from it and you take it in to get work done, and or you're going to do it yourself, don't be surprised if you run into some strange stuff that you weren't aware of, because it's going to happen. Who knows what the guy had before? Clearly he had a stereo. They had already pulled the power wire from the battery, so there was no way to even pop the hood and see that there was a power wire there. So this was like a total, oh my God, bonus for him. So this guy just found out he has full JL speakers, tweeters, coaxials, and a 4-channel amp.
Bonus.
If you say so. Anything you want to add?
No, that's it, sir.
You sure?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to add nothing? That's what you wanted to add.
That's it. Deuces.
All right, guys. Well, thanks. As always, this has been a wonderful week. We're going to keep trying to do these. We hope you enjoyed them. And we'll wrap it up and see you guys Monday. Have a wonderful, safe weekend as always. Look forward to, if you missed any of these, we'll have... What's that?
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Don't drink and drive. He's laughing about the Cinco de Mayo thing, by the way. It's... I just look at it as any excuse. Americans look for any excuse to have a party. I mean, isn't that pretty much it? I'm not going to agree with that. Anyways, Monday, hopefully tomorrow or Sunday, we'll have the vlog recap put up for you guys to view. So if you missed any of these, otherwise, have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.